Your mind is powerful. It's the engine room of your entire entity and personality. I beg of you, according to the word of the Lord, mind your mind. Don't allow junk into your mind. There are certain things you must think about and things you must not think about. We dealt with a lot of them yesterday in yesterday's broadcast. I pray that you come to understanding and reality of this truth in Jesus' mighty name. The car is a product of somebody's thought. The house you're living in is a product of somebody's thought. The telephone you're watching me with, even the video you're watching right now, the car, the house, the gadget, whether it's a laptop or an iPad or a phone, it is somebody's thought. The music that you hear, listen to, are thoughts that came as ideas to some persons. What is there upon the face of the earth that never really is a thought? Nothing, absolutely nothing. Men have never ceased to create because their heavenly Father is the great creator who created from within the thoughts. What he proposed within him found expressions without him by thoughts and the spoken word. For it is said that out of the abundance of the mind, which is the heart, the mouth speaks. So it must first be thoughts within, so full that once the mouth begins to release it, it finds expressions physically. It's like a system, a reservoir, or a tank that has so much water. And just for you to turn on the tap, there will always be a release, a gushing out of water. All because there is so much within the tank. And I'm saying the same thing to you. What your mind is filled with constantly, your mouth declares. I can definitely tell you the state of any man's personality based on the things that comes out of his mouth. I sit with a person for just 5 minutes. I can tell you where he's headed to and where he's not headed to. And I can also tell you where he's coming from and where he has actually come to dwell. It's all the product of thoughts and words. So this is a thing God has given grace to teach. It is called nothing but mind mathematics, the systematic relationship that exists between the infos that we receive and our thought patterns, our belief systems, our attitudes, and our words. Vis-a-vis all these, our actions. I pray that you come to terms with this truth in Jesus' mighty name. Please hear this. If indeed, therefore, that we are products of thoughts, how real can that be? If our present realities are the product of thoughts, so it therefore means we have everything within us to change our realities. If you think differently from the way you're thinking now, you'll achieve different results from what you are already achieving. It is said that it's only a fool that expects a change of results if he keeps doing the self-same thing. If you want the change of results, you must change the things you do. Because it is nothing but cause and effect. It's the principle of life that cannot be broken. I pray that you come to terms with understanding how to mind your mind. Now consider this truth, which indeed a scientist had to dig into. The scientists found out that water, as it were, has different structural formations by virtue of the molecular arrangement within the structure of the water. Now, this particular scientist found out that water generally becomes different in molecular structural arrangement when certain thoughts and intents are released upon it. It is said that the molecular structure of the water changes under normal atmospheric condition. If you take that same water, put it in the bottle, which he did, and he just put a blessing around it, wrote something and put it, which was an intent, a word written out, and put on the water, bottle of water, an intent like, this water is blessed. The molecular structure changed and became different from the one that was just on the normal atmospheric condition, that nothing, no intent was put on. And he found out that when he took that same water and handed over same water from the atmospheric condition to a man in the spirit, a man of God, to pray over, when he prayed over that water, that same water changed in molecular structure as well again. He found out that every time words were spoken over water, the molecular structure of the water changed at all times. All because words have effect on water. And you know what he said? If it be that words affect the molecular structure of water and the external, it will also affect water and the molecular structure of the water that be in us as human beings. Coming to terms with the fact that we are nothing but 2/3 of water. Our entire being is nothing but 2/3 of water. If you're to divide mine into 3 parts, 2 parts is all water. Just like the earth. The earth naturally has more water than even dry land. So it therefore means every word spoken per time and every thought within us has a way of changing the molecular structure of every one of our personality per time. When you think negatively, the structure of your being and external reality changes. When you think positively, the structure of your molecular personality changes. And your outer reality also changes. All these are as a result of thoughts. The big question today is, how great are your thoughts? How good are your thoughts? Or how negative are your thoughts? Many of us make a mistake thinking that it's the external environment that determines the way we think. No, it's the way we think that affects and determines our external realities, circumstances, and situations. We are not product of the without. We are product of the within.